Okay, back here in the shop, and today I want to talk about scroll saw blades for beginners. You guys out there, I'm just tell you a little bit about what I know. I'm not going to tell you what you have to do, but if it bothers you a little bit when you go out and do your scroll saw, uh, projects and stuff, and it ends up breaking blades, you're doing a lot of breaking blades. Probably a good reason why that. Running scroll saws. There's a few different things I would tell a person. If I was teaching them how to run one, is what to do would be first is to take your time when you're doing the project. Don't shove them in too hard. Just let the blade cut itself. I mean, cut the project itself. Don't force it through because it's going to do its own job no matter what. You know what I'm saying? But it might take a little bit more time, so you got to be patient with it. A lot of different blades out there. You couldn't imagine what they make now with scroll saw blades. Different sizes. This one runs a 5 inch. Some is bigger than that, so you got to be real careful that you don't order the wrong size. So make sure you measure out what you have. I mean, if you have an old scroll saw blade or a manual or something, you can look into and find out what size that blade is. Some has pins in them, some don't. I think my last video I explained a little bit about that. Uh, just different things like that, and I think the biggest thing is actually to get the right blade for the right type of wood. You know what I mean? It depends on your project, what your project's going to be, because if you're using the pine, well, that's a soft wood. Pine's a pretty soft wood. But if you use something like an oak, or even cherry, that's pretty hard. That's pretty hard wood. So you're going to have to get a different blade. Something's not going to heat up as much. Something's going to last a little bit longer. Something, is very sharp. When you're doing curves and stuff, like when you're doing curves like this, just kind of gently, well, that thing's up here, just kind of gently let it go by itself. Just if anything, just kind of put your fingers on it like this and let it glide around. Don't, press it real hard or try to put your thumbs in behind it. Once you get, it's like, it's like if you're playing a piano or something, you don't hit the keys real hard. You just hit them easy enough that you get your tune out of it. So basically the same thing as scroll sawing. You just kind of get the rhythm of just using your fingers up here, and by putting a good blade in, allows you to do that. But if some of these blades you buy, the offset is not set right, okay? Because each one of your blades, let me see if I can. I'll just give you a little example, something like this, but each one of your blades offset. One goes this way, one goes this way. Okay. Some companies might just put them out and print them out real fast, and then the offset can be off a little bit where it's not going to cut. It has to have an offset to cut. Okay, that's the way saws work. All saws work. All blades work. Table saw, band saws. Every one of them has an offset. Okay, and it's like the band saw. I can set those ones on the big blade. I have a band setter here, an offset one, or me. But I have one of those, so I can take my bandsaw and reset my blade and sharpen it, because I have a sawmill and I have one for the sawmill, and I think the sawmill is like an inch and eighth or something like that, and that's I guess 3/4. Yeah, I think that's 3/4 of an inch that blade that's in the bandsaw. But like I said, each one of them has an offset, and some companies don't make a very good blade. They just put them out and sell them. So, but if you get into scroll saw and you really like doing this stuff, you're going to have to look up a blade that you're very satisfied with, that you can use for all types of project you're going to use. One of my favorite is the Flying Dutchman. You can see here. It comes in a package like this. It has 12 blades, and each one of these parts here, they wind them up a little piece of wire, and it gives you 5 sets of 12s. Okay, you can look it up. It's on Amazon. You can look it up. They sell them there. And each one of these blades has a purpose. Each one are different. Okay, so let me explain to you a little bit about them. Let's see what we have here. So we got five blades across here. Like I said, each one of them was 12 blades in each one of these. So you got 5 with 12 blades in each one. So that's 5 12s. So your first 2 blades right here, They're really small blades. Let me get closer here. Okay. They say they are the best seller and works well for most types of cutting. So you'll determine that yourself. I like them with the small wood like this. They work really well. Then you have the third one over here, and that has a double teeth. And what it does is it has 2 teeth and it skips a tooth, 2 teeth, skips a tooth, 2 teeth, skips a tooth. It does that. That's what the PSR does. But better suitable for harder or thicker wood. So when you're using your scroll saw, you might be cutting out your wood and you're not using the right blade because it's not cutting through. And then you're burning your wood, by not using, like I said, the right blade. So that's what we want to look at. Like I said, better suitable for harder or thicker woods. Okay, then you have the XL. Now it says are good for general purpose cutting. Both the PSR and XR have offset teeth. So this is a general purpose, but both of them has offset teeth. That's what they're saying. Yep. Okay. That one definitely does. No, that's skip tooth. This is an offset tooth. So then we have the last blade here in the back. This the HD is good for faster, rough style cutting. Okay. So you got to look at that. It's a nice big blade. It's pretty thick, that one is. So there you go. Each one of your blades. And most of your blades that I know, it'll look on the back, it'll tell you what it's good for. So if you're out scroll sawing and you cutting up stuff and breaking blades all the time, maybe it's time to stop and look and see for the beginners out there. This is what this is really for, is to make sure you're using the right blade for the right job. Okay, so I've been cutting, just goofing around the other day, and I used a piece of sassafras and a piece of poplin, and I just kind of made this. It says, I don't know if it's forward or backwards, it says Mike Last Time on it. That's my YouTube channel. And what I did here is actually uses this wood, so it's real light. I took a propane torch and kind of burned it over so I can match it with the wood behind it. Just kind of, bring it up where you can kind of see it. So, but yeah, this is just a piece of rough cut from the sawmill. You can see the back. I didn't do anything to the back. It's still rough. And made this little sign for myself. Just a lot of fun. It's glued on. And you can do things like that. So if you're building a little shop and you can put little things that you do, project stuff, so people can see it and maybe be interested in maybe you doing some things for them, and maybe you can get paid that way. Scroll sawing, it's a big thing. It's very comfortable too. It's almost like a peaceful kind of thing doing when you're scroll sawing. Just kind of get your mind into this, not to the rest of the world. Give you a chance to do a little clear thinking on maybe your next project you want to do. So if you want to do scroll sawing, stop, think, and see what type of blade you got, and maybe look for the right blade for the right job. And I'll tell you what, there's a big difference in it. When you start doing that, you're going to find out you'll enjoy scroll sawing a lot more than you ever did. So, okay, if you got any comments and you like the video, please subscribe to it. And if you got any comments, just leave them down below. I'll get back with you as soon as I can. And thanks for watching.